A wise gentleman by the name of Arthur Ashe once said, "Success is a journey, not a destination. The doing is often more important than the outcome." Ladies and gentlemen, it's with real pleasure that I have the opportunity to speak to you tonight, to share with you a little bit about our story and our journey at Point. It was a journey that started the moment it was conceived, and it was conceived not in a moment of brilliant insight, but far from it, after many, many moments of frustration. You see, in the 8 years preceding Point, I'd actually changed jobs 7 times, and I've got to say I was frustrated. I was looking for something in an organisation and in a company more than what I could find, and I guess I was really looking for some job satisfaction. And in talking with the many, many really good people that I had worked with over the years, it seemed that there was a consistent feeling amongst them as well. In talking with them, the same questions used to come up from time to time, but it was, how do you make a change? How do you take a different path, and how do you make your own journey? Well, I didn't have the answer to those questions, but I did have a burning desire to find out. So driven by frustration ultimately, and motivated by a burning desire for ultimately job satisfaction, I was looking for an emotional connection, a real career path, and I guess ultimately a career. I resigned for the last time, and I started my new journey. And a question that people often ask me is, when was the moment that Point was conceived? How did I know? And I tell them the story. It was when I was at home, sitting in our lounge room. I was reading a tender, unemployed at the time, and my mind was filled with background chatter about how was I going to pay the bills? Where was my job security? Where was the organisation? Where was the company that I was going to be able to find solace in myself and call home? And that's when the moment hit me like a tsunami. It was like a tsunami of mixed emotions. It was that moment when I realised I could actually have a crack at that tender myself. I felt sick, and in John's, using John's analogy, that was my sliding door moment. And it was a feeling that I hadn't felt for a very long time, and it went back to my army days when I was told to jump out of a perfectly good aeroplane. It was terrifying, but it was exhilarating, and it was fantastic. The second wave of that tsunami hit me when I turned to Sarah, who at the time was 9 months pregnant, and I said, "Darling, what do you reckon?" And she said, without hesitation, and all credit to her, "Go for it." It was a leap of faith, and Point was born. So did we win that tender? God, no. Not a chance. Who in their right mind thinks as a sole trader they can walk up and win an open tender? Well, I did, but I was wrong. But regardless, the journey had begun. Very soon after that, I teamed up with my business partner, Brendan Bilston, and we sat down and we meticulously worked through what we wanted to achieve in business. And what we were ultimately looking for was job satisfaction, but really it came down to we wanted to enjoy getting up and going to work every day. We wanted to enjoy the people that we work with, and we wanted to ultimately provide an incredible customer service and a customer service experience for our clients. It was a pretty simple process that we went through ultimately. What we did find was, in going through that process though, in that experiment if you like, entering in that journey in the unknown, that really our business ideals were actually perfectly aligned with running a good business. We found that we could actually attract and retain some of Australia's best talent in what we do, and ultimately we found that we could provide a better customer service than our competitors can. So since that time, we've had a great association with the Telstra Business Awards. It dates back to 2009, and we'll all recall, we're still in the GFC, but that was the depths of it, the start of it. And we were a pretty small company, we were a fledgling company. We were really struggling to find work, and we were struggling to sustain the business. It's probably a recurring story, to be honest. But then, like a bolt from the blue, we were fortunate enough to win not only the ACT Telstra Medium Business Award, but the National Telstra Medium Business Award. I have to say, looking back, that the industry recognition and the credibility that those awards provided us, both locally and nationally, were without doubt the greatest marketing tool we could ever have hoped for. In the weeks after those awards, the phone started ringing daily. We hadn't received phone calls for 6 months with new opportunities up to that point. It started ringing again and we turned a big corner. Since then, great things have happened. We probably had 30 odd employees back then. We're now around about 100. We've grown to 8 offices nationally and internationally. We've expanded into Southeast Asia. We're turning over in excess of $30 million. I would have been happy to have turned over $100,000, and my definition of success back then would have been still being in business as a sole trader in 5 years' time. Not only that, we now have in excess of $2 billion worth of work under our management right now. So things have changed for us, and it hasn't all been hard work. Sorry, it has all been hard work. It's not like real estate. Sorry, John. There is no mythical destination called success. But there's great satisfaction in knowing things that we're doing things our way. We're following our values, our ideals, and our beliefs. That is the way we like it. Congratulations to all of the finalists here tonight. Everyone's heard this before, but it is an amazing achievement to be in this room. Congratulations. Well done on your hard work and perseverance. And if I might say that if there is anything that I've picked up in my career so far, it's not to resent your hard work. As a young lad, I resented having to do a lot of hard work, and I chose an industry where you do have to do 60 and 80 hours a week. But it's helped me to grow into the person that I am today. And if you don't pick up an award, just remember, nothing is ever as bad as it at first seems. As Arthur Ashe said, the doing is more important than the outcome. Thank you very much.